A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 31. So this morning for breakfast, I had the return of the crumpets. And then after that, I had a nice cup of apple and blackcurrant juice. Nice. And then after that, I made the bed. Yes, with the lion covering. Yes, I know. And then at 11:20, I had a chocolate milkshake. So it's Nutella, ice cream, and milk. That's all I know. And then at 12 o'clock, I had a ham sandwich, an apple, 2 biscuits, and cheese and onion flavour crisps. With the apple and blackcurrant juice. Second cup. And then after that, I relaxed, and then at 3 o'clock, I had a sausage roll, 2 cocktail sausages, 2 mini Scotch eggs, and a pork pie. Pretty decent. And then after that, I played some Roblox. As you can see here, it's the Roblox version of Final Destination 5. It is the bridge scene. And then at 6 o'clock, I had chili corn carne, which we were meant to have on Monday. With the 7-Up Zero Sugar. And then at 7 o'clock, I had a strawberry yogurt. And that's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 32. A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 32. So this morning for breakfast, I had 2 crumpets once again. And then after that, I had apple and blackcurrant juice. And then, of course, after that, I changed the bed. So we got a nice vibrant blue again. Lovely. One of the 2 beddings I currently own. And then after that, we put mine and my other 2 brothers' bedding in the wash, ready for it to be washed, basically. And then after that, astonishing news. Flabbergasting. Why did Roblox replace Friends with Connections? That's mad. Anyways, 12 o'clock, chicken noodles, apple, 2 biscuits, and prawn cocktail flavour crisps, with the second cup of apple and blackcurrant juice. And then after that, I played some more Roblox. Here we are in the UK Roblox game. And then at 3 o'clock, I had a sausage roll, 2 mini Scotch eggs, 2 cocktail sausages, and a mini pork pie. And then at 6 o'clock, I had a burger bowl. So that's like mince, salad, potatoes. That's it. With the Coke Zero, or a Coca-Cola Zero. And then at 7 o'clock, I had a Mr. Freeze Pop, apple flavoured. Nice. And here are my steps for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 33. A day in the life when it's the summer holidays. Day 33. So, this morning for breakfast, 2 crumpets. Tomorrow we'll be back to the lovely cereal. With that, I had apple and blackcurrant juice as per usual, because that's the only squash we have, alongside orange juice. Yeah, I just made the bed, didn't I? Then I relaxed, and then at 10 to 12, early lunch, I had a ham sandwich, 2 biscuits, a banana, and cheese and onion crisps. With, of course, the apple and blackcurrant juice. What a surprise. And then at 12:15, I went out to volunteer in a charity shop. Now, this will be every Friday, 1 PM to 3 PM. Here's me on the second bus. At work, I was pleasantly surprised with the size of this suitcase and the price. $4.99 for this suitcase. Someone went to buy it and they said it was a bargain. One happy customer. I did some sorting, pricing, went on the tills, tried a bit of everything, and then at 3 o'clock I left the charity shop. And for snack I had a sausage roll, 2 mini Scotch eggs, 2 cocktail sausages, and a mini pork pie. And then I had to pick up my brother's parcel from the in-post lockers. Got back at 10 to 4. And then at 6:15 I had a chicken tikka masala with the naan. Nice. With that, it is a Coca-Cola. 0 sugar. No nicknames on this, unfortunately, now. And then at 7 o'clock I had a toffee yogurt. So yeah, that's pretty much nice. And then I did some random work, do today's dates because I haven't done them earlier. And that's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today. I know you're probably thinking like mango mustard, but see you tomorrow for day 34. What does 67 actually mean? A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 34. So, this morning, for my breakfast, choco nut pillows. Lovely jubbly. And then for the drink, of course, it has to be the apple and blackcurrant juice. Delicious. Refreshing. And then after that, of course, made the bed as per usual. No one wants to sleep in a messy bed, so here's me tidying up. And then after that, it was my washing day. So here are my clothes in the washing machine ready for it to be washed. And then after that, my brother made this smoothie. First time having the smoothie out the blender, and I must say it was nice. I don't know the exact ingredients, but I know it had pineapple in it, and apple juice. And then at 10 o'clock, I went for the daily walk. So yes, the steps are back, because StepSats wasn't working last time. But now it's got patched on my watch. So an hour and 31 minutes, slightly longer, 7,500 steps. And then at 12 o'clock I had a ham sandwich, an apple, 2 biscuits and prawn cocktail crisps. With the usual, the apple and blackcurrant juice. And then after that I took me and my other 2 brothers to the playground. So yes. So yeah, that was nice, had them run around for some energy. And then at 3 o'clock I had a sausage roll, 2 mini Scotch eggs, 2 cocktail sausages and a mini pork pie. Nice. And then after that I put my clothes away, so that's all neat and tidy now. And then at 6:15 I had 2 hot dogs and chips. I know, I didn't have tomato or mustard. We ran out, so we had barbecue sauce. And then after that I had a Coca-Cola 0 sugar. And then for pudding at 7 o'clock, haven't had this for a while, it's Wagon Wheel. And that's it for today's day in the life. And here are my steps for today. So close to 14,000. And see you tomorrow for day 35, also Jumble Sale Day. A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 35. So, for breakfast today, we have the choco nut pillows. Delicious. And then after that, I had a nice cup of the same old apple and blackcurrant juice. And then after that, of course, I made the bed, didn't I? Yeah, here we are. And then basically for the next 4 hours, I was in a jumble sale where we only sold 5% at the end. Didn't sell very much, which is why we're donating it to Facebook Market and the charity shops. And then at 12 o'clock I had a ham sandwich, 3 biscuits, an apple and ready salted crisps with the apple and blackcurrant juice. And no, I didn't have cheese and onion crisps, that was my brother's. And then after that, yes, the jumble sale was also happening to other houses too, so I went to check them out. Got a few items there. Nice. And then at 3 o'clock I had a sausage roll, 2 cocktail sausages, 2 mini Scotch eggs and a mini pork pie. And then at 6 o'clock I had roast chicken, roast fed potatoes, broccoli, Yorkshire puddings and stuffing with gravy. And then after that I had a Coca-Cola 0 sugar. And then after that, yes, I did the bath for me and my other 2 brothers. And then at 7:15 I had a chocolate and nut ice cream. And that's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today. I didn't know I was going to make that many steps. And see you tomorrow for day 36. A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 36. So, for breakfast, it is the last bowl of Choco Nut Pillows. So yeah. And for the drink, I had not apple and blackcurrant juice. Today we had orange juice. And then after that, I made the bed, because that is a daily routine to make the bed. And then at 9 o'clock, I rendered the first episode of the Kieran Faming Show, set to premiere April 2026. And then after that, I got on the bus to take some things to the charity shops. This was because we didn't sell much at the jumble sale. So we either put it on the marketplace or donate it to charity shops. We did a bit of both. And then after that, I met my other two brothers in the town centre. We both went into two different directions. And then at 12 o'clock, I had a chicken club sandwich, Cheetos, sweet and spicy, and a Pepsi Max. This was part of the Tesco meal deal. And then after that, I've pretty much relaxed in this massage chair. £2 for 5 minutes. Very much enjoyed it. And then at 1 o'clock, I got on the bus all the way back home. And as you can see, there's my on-the-go van. And then at 3 o'clock, I had a sausage roll, 2 mini cocktail sausages, 2 mini Scotch eggs, and a mini pork pie. And then at 6 o'clock, I had 2 sausage rolls and a half, chips, and hash browns. And then for the drink, I had a Coca-Cola, 0 sugar. And then after that, I did some fandom work. Wait, that's not the correct page. I basically did day in the lives on this day. There we go. And then 7 o'clock, vanilla yogurt. That's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 37. A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 37. So, this morning for breakfast, I had a nice bowl of malted wheats. Nice. And then for the drink, it is the orange juice. Again. So, we had a nice cup of that. And then after that, I made the bed. So, that is a day in the life. It's what I do daily. And then at 11 o'clock, the Asda delivery came. But we didn't have any sausage rolls. There wasn't any in Asda, so off I go to Lidl to get 16 sausage rolls. So here I am in Lidl, we got these sausage rolls in handy for snack time. And then at 12 o'clock I had a ham sandwich, an apple, 2 biscuits, and cheese and onion crisps with the apple and blackcurrant juice. I heard my brother say meal. Anyways, 2 o'clock, chocolate milkshake. Milk, ice cream, biscuits, Oreo biscuits. And then at 3 o'clock, sausage roll, 3 cocktail sausages, a mini chicken bite, and a pork pie. And then after that, I did some fandom work. How can you still hear me? Anyways, at 6 o'clock, Mediterranean couscous with chicken. And then for the drink, it is 7-Up, 0 sugar. Refreshing 7-Up taste, 0 sugar. And then at 7 o'clock, I had a mini bowl of sweets. And that's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 38. Spurs! A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 38. So this morning for breakfast, it is the return of the crumpets for the next 3 days. And then for the drink, no, it's orange juice. So yeah, and then after that, obviously I made the bed. So we've got a nice vibrant colour again. And then for lunch, 12 o'clock, I had a prawn cocktail crisps, a banana, 2 biscuits, and curry noodles with the apple and the blackcurrant juice. Nice. And then after that, at 2 o'clock, I had a chocolate milkshake, milk, ice cream, Oreos. Super. And then 3 o'clock, sausage roll, mini pork pie, 2 cocktail sausages, and a breaded chicken bite. And then 6 o'clock, I had pizza and garlic bread. Yeah, the garlic bread is garlic bread pizza. With that, it is a Coca-Cola, 0 sugar. And then at 7 o'clock, I had a toffee yogurt. And then just before I end this day in lives, at 7:15, I had a shower. That's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 39. Also the final day of July. A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 39. So, morning, we got crumpets. Got the apple and blackcurrant juice. Changed the bedding, didn't I? Yeah, we got a nice clean bedding. The lion. And then after that, daily walk, which has nearly 9,000 steps. So we walked for an hour and 25 minutes, 8,893 steps. And then for lunch, I had a ham sandwich, an apple, 2 biscuits, and cheese and onion crisps. With that, it is another cup of the apple and blackcurrant juice. And then after that, 3 o'clock, I had a sausage roll, mini pork pie, 2 cocktail sausages, and a breaded chicken bite. Nice. 6:30, it is spaghetti bolognese. Just spaghetti bolognese, no garlic bread. And with that, it is a Coca-Cola, 0 sugar. Then for pudding, we have... Wait. Yeah, of course, I folded the bedding up, washed and dried it, and put it away. And then pudding, salted caramel ice cream. That's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 40. A day in the life when it's the summer holidays, day 40. So this morning for breakfast, I had the last of the crumpets. So yeah, that was nice. And then after that, it is obviously the apple and blackcurrant juice. So yeah, that was nice. And then after that, obviously, I made the bed. So, wait, no, that's a line. Not to be associated with the Millwall logo. And then at 12 o'clock, I had a ham sandwich, prawn cocktail crisps, an apple, and 2 biscuits. With, of course, the apple and blackcurrant juice. And then at 12:15, I left the house to go work in a charity shop. So yeah, every single Friday. So yes, I'm on the way to the bus stop. Here I am on the bus. So I worked there from 1 PM to 3 PM. Went on the tills at 2 PM. And then left the shop at 3 PM. And then here I am with an umbrella, because my brother asked me to pick it up. And then, yes, here I am on another bus to go home. And then got the tram to go home, obviously. And then at 4 o'clock, I had a sausage roll, a mini pork pie, a chicken bite, and 2 cocktail sausages. And then at 6:15, I had fajitas with chips and baby plum tomatoes. And with that, I had a Coca-Cola, 0 sugar. And then at 7 o'clock, I had a small bowl of sweets. And that's it for today's day in the life. Here are my steps for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 41.